this type of plants in your surroundings. This is Mimosa pudica. Generally, we call it as Attipatti Mokka or touch me not plant. If you touch the leaves of the plant, they starts folding towards inside. Is this folding permanent? No. Within a short time, the leaves can regain to its normal position. This is an example for response to stimulus. Sunflower is also an example for response to stimulus. Observe this plant. Tendrils are present. Plants like cucumber, bottle gourd, beans, etc. are having very weak and delicate stems. They are having tendrils which help them to grow towards support. Is it also an example for response to stimulus? Both plants and animals react to various stimuli, but the method of responding to stimuli is different in plants and animals. Higher animals respond to stimuli because they are having a well developed nervous system and an endocrine system. But in plants, there is no such mechanism. There is no such well defined nervous system and endocrine system. They are not having special glands for producing hormones. But how do the plants respond to stimuli? We came to know that plants react to various stimuli around them. Plants have a special mechanism of control by means of some chemicals or hormones. These chemicals are produced in very small amounts. The hormones present in the plants are called phytohormones. Phytohormones control responses towards the stimuli. Plants can sense the presence of stimuli like light, heat, water, touch, pressure, chemicals, gravity, etc. Phytohormones coordinates the activities of the plant usually by controlling one or the other aspect of growth of the plant. So they are also called as growth substances. There are five major plant hormones. Let us know about them. Auxins. Their important plant hormones helps in cell elongation, differentiation of shoots and roots. Gibberellins. They help in germination of seeds, sprouting of buds, elongation of stems, stimulation of flowering, development of seedless fruits called parthenocarpic fruits, breaking the dormancy in seeds and buds. Cytokinins helps in promoting cell division, promotion of sprouting of lateral buds, delaying of aging in leaves, opening of stomata. Abscisic acid helps in closing of stomata, seed dormancy, and promoting aging of leaves. And ethylene helps in ripening of fruits. Some growth promoters are auxins, gibberellins, and cytokinins, while the growth inhibitors are abscisic acid and ethylene. Let us understand the work done by the scientists to know more about the phytohormones. Charles Darwin and his son Francis Darwin performed their experiments on the tip of the stems of oats. They investigated using coleoptiles. They found that there is no bending response to light when the coleoptile tip is removed. This means that either the tip is the origin of the messenger or it must be stimulated by light. To investigate further, Darwin covered the tip to prevent the light from reaching it with a metal foil and focused light from the side, but the characteristic bending of the seedling did not occur. But when the light was allowed to penetrate through the metal foil, bending occurred normally. They stated that when seedlings are freely exposed to a lateral light, some influence is transmitted from upper to the lower part, causing the material to bend. If a unilateral light is focused on the stem, then the indo-lactic acid molecules move to other cells through diffusion. More oxygen collects on the shaded side of the stem, so cells on that side grow faster. On opposite side, cells grow slow to make the stem bend. Observe carefully. Cells in the shaded side become elongated and cause the shoot tip to bend towards the light. Dutch plant physiologist F.W. Wendt succeeded in separating this influence from the plant that produced it. He selected oat seedlings. He removed the tip of the seedlings and placed them on agar blocks and kept them for 1 hour in darkness. Later, he made the agar block into small pieces and kept them on decapitated plants. They were kept in the dark during the experiment. Within 1 hour, he observed distinct bending away from the side on which agar block was placed. The part of the coleoptile tip which was away from the agar block did not show any bending. Wendt interpreted that the coleoptile tip exerted its effect by means of chemical stimulus rather than a physical stimulus such as an electrical impulse. This chemical stimulus came to be known as auxin. In this way, the first plant hormone, auxin, was discovered by Wendt. In Greek, the word auxin means to increase.
How do plants respond to stimuli? Do they move? Do the plants are having control systems? Let us know in this session. We know that animals keep on moving around them, responding to various stimuli. Both plants and animals react to various stimuli around them, but the method of responding to stimuli is not similar in plants and animals. Even though it is not as obvious as animals, plants do move. Plants also respond to various stimuli but in a different way. Darwin's and Wendt's experiments showed that the movement of individual parts of plants is possible when they are subjected to external stimuli. Let us know in today's session tropic and nastic movements in plants. Tropism or tropic movement. The movement of individual parts of the plants is possible when they are subjected to external stimuli. These tropic movements are directional movements and they involve growth. Gnostic movements. The direction of movements may or may not be determined by the direction of stimuli. This type of responses are called Gnostic movements and they are non directional and they do not involve growth. We observed the growth of the plant near the window. The shoots of the plant bend towards sunlight. Such type of response of a plant to light is called as phototropism. Photo means light and tropism means movement. The plants show movement or show growth towards the light. That is a phototropic movement. And you observe that the roots always grow downwards. This means that the plants respond positively for gravitational force. This is called as zeotropism. The shoots show phototropism while the roots show zeotropism. Some plants grow near the rocks or wall sides. We notice that the roots of such plants grow in one direction away from the rock or walls where water is available in the soil. This type of response to water is called as hydrotropism. Hydro means water, tropism means movement. Let us observe the plants and trees in the garden. All plants show positive response to phototropism. But observe these plants. They are having very weak and thin stems. Hence the plants cannot grow erect. Then how do they grow upwards? Observe here the structures called as tendrils. The tendrils play an important role to make the plant erect. Tendrils are thin thread-like growths on the leaves and stems of climbing plants. They grow towards support and wind around them. This type of response to make contact or touch is called thigmotropism. Let us see some more examples for plants showing thigmotropism. This is Venus flytrap, an insectivorous plant. Observe how it responds to touch. It is very interesting to observe the response of Mimosa pudica. The leaves shows response by touching. These are examples for Gnostic movements. This type of movements which shows response to make contact or touch is called thigmotropism. You know that the carpels of some flowers are sweet in nature, and you might have also observed that the butterflies and honeybees flutter on flowers for this nectar. They collect nectar from different flowers. Ripened stigma of the flowers secrete sugary substance which is sticky in nature. When pollen grains fall on this stigma, the chemical substance stimulates them. Pollen grains respond to this stimulus. Pollen tube arises from the pollen grain and reaches the ovule for fertilization. This type of response to chemicals is called as chemotropism.